Good morning, 7:59. Good to see you. It's your friend James Shaw. Thank you so much for being here. Happy Thursday. Is it Thursday, Jim Barber? I can't, I get confused on the days when I travel. Happy Thursday to all of you.
Friday Junior.
Friday Junior is right. It's good to see you. We are in listing month, and so all month we're just making sure we ramp up your listing inventory. This week has been all about getting the appointment. Last week we were about getting leads, filling up that pipeline full of leads to make sure you have a ton of opportunity. But see, the thing about it is not all leads are ready right now. So how do we go from lead pipeline to appointment? And that's what we talked about this week. Today I want to talk about it can be a missed opportunity. I imagine most of you are doing something here, but for some of you it might be a missed opportunity. When you schedule that appointment, what happens between when you schedule it and when you go? Like, what is the rhythm? Are you sending them something? How are you utilizing that time to get them prepared? How are you taking? It could be a day, it could be 2 days, maybe it's 3 days of just show them your professionalism, that they're into you before you're there. That's what we're going to talk about today is those systems from, once you've scheduled that appointment to before you've gone on it. That's what we're talking about today. But before we do that, a couple of tell me something goods. Nicole, good morning.
Good morning. I am excited because I had a couple of closings this week to the tune of $1.7 million in volume. So I decided to book a surprise trip to see my dad for Father's Day in Florida. So
Oh,
I'm very excited for that.
love that. Where's your dad live?
He's in Northport,
Oh,
but
that's great.
yeah, about an hour and change from you.
Yeah, not too far. Well, safe travels down, and congratulations to you. You're one of those people who've been along the ride a long time, Nicole. You've been on this train for a while, and your growth in that time has been really cool to see. So congratulations to
Thank
you,
you.
and have fun in Northport. Hey, Jim, good morning.
Hey James, good morning. I have a great day ahead of me. Getting to do a Quantum Leap session since I couldn't be at QL Summit. We have a really packed house today. So Quantum Leap has been an amazing part of my life and really changed the trajectory. And things are limitless now. So
That's so cool.
eh,
Have fun teaching that. Gary's doing his. You can't go, which is why you're doing yours. Gary's doing his this week. Julia Saad, who works with me, is going to her first one. So that's
awesome.
awesome, Jim. Thank you. Have fun.
Thank
Carrie, you get the last one. Then we got to get after it this morning. Good morning, Carrie.
Good morning. I just want to share something that I'm doing for Father's Day also. So this is my third Father's Day without my dad, which is okay. But I decided with my coach to give away a Blackstone griddle, and then she gave me Ellie's Epic Bold. And so I did a Google form where they sign up for a day to call me. But one of the questions is, are you thinking about moving in the next year? And as of today, I have 73 calls to make in the next 2 days. But 19.2% said yes, and 17.8% said maybe, and then 2% said we'll sell for the right price. So that's a whole bunch of leads,
Yep.
hopefully, that I am, and all of them are unmet because I boosted it on Instagram for like $80. And
That's
so
great. I mean,
I'm
it's
excited. Yeah.
it's about filling the pipeline. That's what we're always looking to do is fill the pipeline. So good luck with that. You have a great coach, whoever that is. Keep filling that pipeline up. All right, let's get after it this morning. So we've been in this listing month. It's all about making sure that we are ramping up our listing inventory and taking as many as possible, doing things like Carrie's doing or whatever works for you. And last week, like we said, we did it all about filling the pipeline, getting many leads. You can watch all 5 of those calls, by the way, on my YouTube channel. So youtube.com/at James D. Shaw. Just go to my YouTube channel. You can watch them all. Inspire members, we're almost done with last week's playbooks. We did a one-pager on every call with best practices. We'll get those out to you very soon. This week's been about getting the appointment. And today, what I wanted to think about was this, like, what is your pre-appointment text, email process? Just that bridge between when you scheduled it to when you go on it. Because I'm sure you've had some cancel. I'm sure you've shown up and they weren't there, and or that something else has happened where they ended up hiring somebody else, or just you weren't as ready to show off what you were about or how you could help, and you kind of saved it all for that presentation, and maybe you missed an opportunity. And so this is kind of the reason why we would do it, right? Build rapport, strengthen relationship before you meet. You get to set expectations on the front end with your client. We're gonna do an interview on this in a couple of weeks with an agent out of Raleigh who's doing this at a really high level. Your reschedule rate will drop if you're running into some reschedules. And then next, you're really positioning yourself as like you're the person. You're the one that knows the market. You're the one they need to hire. You're getting hired before you get hired. So I want to unpack what you're doing. You know, what is your pre-appointment process right now? Are you sending an email? Are you sending a text? Are you giving homework? Are you dropping off a packet at their doorstep? What does it look like? Let's walk through it. Let's get some ideas today. Shannon, by the way, some of you like to follow along who I'm going to call next. My screen is all messed up today and I don't know how to fix it. So if I don't call on the right people in the right order or whatever, just roll with it today. Shannon, you're up first. Good morning.
Me, Shannon?
Yep, Shannon Dixon.
Okay, all right. So after I set the appointment, I send them a calendar invite. Then later that day, I'll send them my pre-listing packet, which includes a little bit of information about the marketing, some of my stats, you know, as far as listing, list price, sales price, that kind of stuff. And we send them the property disclosures. The day before the appointment, I will call them and confirm that we're still on. And then when I'm leaving my office to head their way, I'll send them a text. You know, hey, I'm heading your way. Looking forward to meeting you.
Okay, so run me through it again. First thing, you schedule the appointment, and what happens immediately?
So I send them a calendar invite,
Okay, calendar invite's number one. Then what's step two?
pre-list packet.
What's in it, and how do they get it?
So I send it via email. I'm about to change it over to Flipbook, but I send it via email. It's just a PDF, and it just has some key points about marketing, my experience. I'm just trying to think of what else. I don't really put anything in there about pricing, but it's marketing experience, information about our team, that kind of stuff.
Okay,
Also,
so
with
they get
that
that via
comes, yep,
email. Then what?
they get that via email. With that is then I send a second email that has the property disclosures, lead-based paint disclosure.
So if those are filled out when you get there, you know you've gotten it.
I know I'm good, yeah. And
Yeah.
that email says, hey, you know, we're going to need this to list your home. Please have these filled out and ready, along with a spare key. So when I walk in and that's sitting there, I know I'm golden.
Yeah. That's good.
And then the day before the appointment, I call, hey, just want to confirm we're still on for tomorrow at 4:00. Perfect. And then the day of the appointment, as I'm leaving the office, I'll just send them a quick text. Hey, I'm headed your way. Looking forward to talking or
That's
looking
great.
forward to meeting you, something like that.
Well, you have shown them your follow-up, you've shown them your professionalism, and I imagine that you list, first of all, you probably have a pretty high keep rate.
Okay.
And then next, oh, y'all gotta stay on mute for me, please. You have a pretty high keep rate, and then next you have a pretty high take rate, I would imagine. Yes, Shannon?
I do. I mean, you know, it's not 100%, but it's, you know, upper 90s. And, you know, part of my pre-listing phone call with them too is we do talk about price. So I have an idea of what they're looking for with price. I don't like to put that in my pre-listing packet because I want to be able to sit down, have the conversation with them about what's happening in the
Of
market,
course.
what's happening in their
Yeah.
neighborhood.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't put any pricing stuff in that. Thanks, Shannon. Great share.
You're welcome.
Nick Alvarez, good morning in Miami. We cannot hear you. We cannot hear you, Nick Alvarez. We still cannot hear you. I'll come back to you. Check your earbuds.
Can you
Now
hear
we
me
can
now?
hear you. Go ahead, friend.
No, so we did a calendar invite also. We started implementing recently, asking the seller to take a quick video of the house. So I'm not guessing like the type of updates and remodeling or whatever that they've done. And I know the exact condition when I'm doing my CMA. And then we do an Uber package with a pre-listing package. So I order brown folders from Amazon, and in there I put the seller guide. I put my resume, with very standard resume, and a little handwritten note saying I can't wait to meet them. What else? Oh, and a printout of our reviews. So I put that in the brown folder. I put a black ribbon on top, and I send it through Uber package, so it ends up on their doorstep. That's
I
it.
love the doorstep. We used to do the same thing. We'd put it in a a FedEx envelope and then set it on their doorstep, but we would deliver it ourselves. And so I love that it's something that's there for them. Okay, but I like your printing out reviews and putting it in. And then what were the other two things in there?
It was a seller's guide, my resume, and a handwritten note.
Handwritten note and a seller's guide. Tell me what's in your seller's guide.
It's very general. It's kind of like the KW one that's on command, except we did it on Canva, made it all cutesy, rootsy, but it's just like KW information, our team information, basic selling information.
See, and this
Something
is
that they can look forward. Oh,
I
the
love it.
process.
You don't need fancy. That's the thing. Like the guide itself, you can download the standard KW one that's sitting in Command or whatever, and make it look cuter. But you don't. That's why I'm like, y'all. If people don't ask for, can I see your seller guide? Because that's not going to help you. It's copying someone else's seller guide is not your issue. It's having a process that's the issue. Figure out what your process is going to be. All right, Nick, go get after it this morning. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Demetria Lynch, good morning in the Triangle.
Good morning. Good morning, James. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good. So mine is very similar to both of theirs. I do the first thing they get after the appointment is the email confirmation of the appointment. And that includes that has my pre-listing package in it. And then
What's in your pre-list packet? Kind of the same as what everybody else has said?
yes,
Okay.
mine is
Yeah.
very similar to Nick's. I have
All
the KW information, my information about myself. I do have copies of the listing agreement in there. I also have copies of, in NC, we have to give the sample forms of the offer to purchase and stuff like that. So that stuff is in there as well. So they can go ahead and take a look at those. I want to, now that I'm hearing them, now I want to include getting my professional services disclosure and property disclosure and MOG report into their hands before I go. So I think I like Nick's idea of packaging it together and having it delivered to their doorstep for the ones that are, close by. And then, of course, I have the phone call the day before and then the text message when I'm on my way. So
Really good. I think the property disclosure is no brainer. Y'all should put those in your pre-listing process so that people can fill them out. And then when you get there, you know it's yours. Okay, I see all the hands. Thank you, Demetria. I'm putting hands down because I have another question I want to ask. So don't get mad at me, everybody. But I want to know about this. Is anybody doing some sort of pre-appointment video? Are you sending a video? You've scheduled the appointment, but you haven't gone on the appointment. And whether it's a video text, a video email message of some kind, some sort of video. And if so, what are you doing? Dan?
So yes, I sent a couple videos. Actually, one video is just a quick little video. Hey, I'm so grateful for the opportunity to meet with you. Look forward to catching up with you on such and such day, such and such time. A separate video is, hey, here's what's gonna happen during the process of buying or selling the home. So they understand and just kind of get an overview of what the whole selling process is. That's a separate video. And then the third thing, which is really what I was going to share, is I discovered for me where my listing presentation would start to drag out was during the conversation about pricing. So the video that I did, I just used BombBomb, where I'll basically pre-record. Here's what's on the market. Here's what's sold. Here's the actives. Here's the trend of the market. And based on that, if I especially already know the house, it becomes kind of non-issue. There's a lot of self-discovery in that process, so that before I even get to the listing presentation, the sellers already have an idea of what the listing price really needs to be. I don't have to have that. That's eliminated a lot of time about conversation about pricing.
Daniel, time out. You're doing like almost a CMA conversation that you're recording on video, like through Loom or something.
Yeah,
and you're
through
sending
Loom
it in
or
advance.
BombBomb, yeah.
You're doing it through BombBomb. You're sending it in advance.
Mm-hmm.
You're not giving them a price. You're just giving them the data and the stats about what's happening with the homes that are similar to theirs. Is that what I'm hearing?
If I have enough context about the house, like maybe I'm familiar with the house, I'm familiar with the neighborhood, or did a pre-listing conversation, and based on our conversation, I know the quality of their house already. Then I'm generally, I'm not giving them a specific price, but I'm saying this is what homes in the $300,000 price range have been. This is what the homes in the $400,000 price point have been. This is $500,000 price point. And when we get together, we will decide on a price that'll cause the property to sell, and look forward to catching up with you. So they're already, it eliminates, and it provides a little, or creates a little self-discovery, and eliminates that entire, 15, 20, 25-minute conversation sometimes on pricing, where, there's maybe back and forth because they've pre-educated themselves.
That's great, Dan. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Mary Ellen, good morning.
Good morning. We do with our pre-listing before we send an email with a video that explains the whole process. It has all of our disclosures. It has all of our social medias, all of our websites, and all of our reviews. And I love what Dan has said. So we're going to implement some of that stuff too.
Yeah, it sounds really cool. Thank you. Brittany, tell me about your video.
Morning, everybody from Nashville. So mine's a lot more simple, a lot more basic. I like to send the video saying, hey, hi, hello, this is 2 a.m. You're going to hear my voice, and I just want you to take a deep breath because we're about to start an awesome process. But I know that it can be very, very intimidating. It can be terrifying. Deep breath, and I'll see you real soon. And I just want them to know and make sure that they see me as a human, not just a salesperson. Like, I know we are sales associates technically, but I want you to see me as a human, and I want you to take a deep breath and feel comfortable with me before I even get there, and know like who's showing up at your door. Because I think that that's sometimes a scary part too, is who am I about to meet? Because we can send our pictures all day long, but half of us do not look like our pictures, myself included.
That's great. Thank you, Brittany. I appreciate it. Okay, so now I want to know, what are you doing to stand out? Like we heard about Nick, uses the envelope, ties the ribbon, leaves it on the doorstep. Shannon gave us all of her touch points. How are you standing out in that? It could just be 2 days or 3 days, but what are you doing to stand out? Are you being funny? Are you using humor in some way? Are you sending us, some sort of text for them to fill something out? What are you doing? No one stands out on these. No one is standing out before. There we go, Mignon. Let's go.
So inside of my seller care package, I just posted the link to that into the link, but I have like a little statement that says selling your house guide. This is an example of how we think outside of the box to get your house sold. Inside the box is your selling your house guide, disclosure and checklist to have ready for when we meet. And that just gets them to sign early, but then light bulbs to shine brighter light when your house is showing, air freshener to spray as you walk out the door, to remove last night's dinners from the air, a gift card for when the buyer wants to see your house and you've not had your morning coffee, trail mix to help hit the trail while you're on the way out the door during inspections and appraisal, and then tissues to wipe your tears of joy when you find out how easy it is to sell a house with the Platinum Life Properties team. So just, it's something quippy.
I like it. Darlene, good morning.
Well, I don't want to go now. I don't do all that.
You got to go now. You're up.
So we do a pretty extensive phone call before we get to the appointment. And then we do the listing packet that includes, like you said, the disclosure, and it has my resume, testimonials, all of that stuff, so that I could leave something behind, because a lot of realtors don't even leave something with their clients. And then as soon as we're out of that appointment, we do a personal note and drop it in the mail. And I'll tell you, I've gotten a lot of business solely from ones that I've been interviewed, like multiple agents with, solely from putting a personal note in the mail. I'm like, what made me different? And they're like, well, I mean, you did a great job, and I give them a net proceeds sheet. That's one thing that we stand out with, because they need to know all the other incidentals. Like there's like a transfer tax in New Jersey, and it's almost 1%. That matters. You can't find that out when you're on a truck. So I'm really transparent. There's no dollar signs in my eyes whatsoever. And a personal note, it's key. It takes a minute and whatever the stamp is now.
That's great. Vinny Thompson, good morning.
Good morning. Once I know they want to sell, I send them a mug, and the mug says, I got mugged by my realtor. It has their name on it. They love it. It's $10.
Fun stuff just to stand out in some way. Like I think I think it was Deb maybe put in that she sends popcorn. Like just, again, you have an opportunity. Once you've gotten this lead and we've scheduled an appointment, you have this opportunity in the 1, 2, or 3 days in between. I trust that most of you aren't scheduling anything out really any further than that. But you've got some time in between to do something to stand out, whether it's something fun like what Vinny just shared with you or what Deborah Morris put in the chat, or something really specific like Mignon just said, or what Darlene talked about, or maybe doing Dan's video. I don't know that you can do it wrong. I don't know that you can, but I know that you want to do something, not nothing, to make sure that you're staying in front of them and that they're seeing you and how you're going to show up for them during this entire process. I'm sorry I'm not getting everybody today because I see Josie, Jen, Jessica, all J's. And we're just out of time, so I'm not going to be able to get you in. But that's the idea. We will wrap this up tomorrow. We will wrap up tomorrow with this converting to the appointment. And then next week is all about taking the listing. We're going to talk presentation and follow up after the presentation and all that kind of stuff so you can make sure that when you go on this appointment, you take it. That's next week. That's it for today. Thanks for being here. You got your inspiration. Go put in the perspiration. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Thank you, James.
Great day.
Thank you.